Hi guys. I don't really know how to start this video, to be honest, because I haven't been on YouTube for 6 months or more than that. I don't know. I don't know how long it's been, but I haven't been on my channel for a while. So I have my mom. This is my mom. And she is going to help explain some of the things that went on with me and how it affected her personally and how she thinks it affected the whole family from her perspective of watching me go through some of the things that I went through. It's going to be kind of hard to talk about, a little harder now that I'm on camera than I thought when I was off camera discussing with my mom what should I film and or what I'm wanting to film. And now that I'm on camera, now I'm more nervous, and it because I know a lot of people that watch these videos that are subscribed to me. I know them personally, so it's just kind of weird. Um, it's just going to be kind of awkward to talk about, but you'll be able to see in the title of this video of what it's going to be about. So let's get right into it. In 2014, I'm not really sure when it began, but my journals would probably go into detail onto that because I journaled a lot. I wasn't able to vocalize what I had to say or what I was feeling. I had a lot of trouble in that area. I had the support of my parents and my brother, but at the same time, I felt like I couldn't talk to them. It was a very strange feeling because I was starting to get um I was see how old would I have been in 2014?
Probably about 24.
Yeah, I think about 24 years old. And yeah, I was 24 years old. And it it was like things were happening in my life, like my depression started really like kicking in, and I've read that people with depression, like especially like more serious depressions like bipolar and stuff like that, that those, and it's even schizophrenia, start coming to the fore on the person in their 20s. And for me, my depression started hitting me in my 20s. um, I've always had to be on medications when I was younger for like general depression is what they called it. But then it just escalated from there into becoming finally major depression and dysthymia and anxiety and all this stuff. In 2014, we were trying to, in the process, figure what was going on with me and figure it out. Um, I was having issues with um, I was self-harming, and it's really hard for me to say because I know that people are gonna, it's hard for me to say out loud. Um, it's like I feel really uncomfortable about it, but I was self-harming and in my bedroom, writing suicide notes, um, or letters and stuff to my parents, just all this stuff. And um, I had to go to the hospital. I forgot to bring it, but I had saved these hospital bands, the ones that they put around your wrists when to get into the hospital. I had saved them, and I haven't, I don't think I saved all of them, but I've had I think I have like three or four.
Yeah.
There's two of them from the psychiatric hospital that I went to twice. And then there's like two other ones or something from going to the emergency room. And that was from overdosing and on my own medication. and a mixture of that and also the self-harm. And I think I'll let my mom take over from here as to just, you can just discuss like your part of how you felt, like or like what you kind of what had went on and stuff like that.
Well, I had found her. She normally would sleep in, and I had found her where she was trying to go into the restroom, but she was curled up in a ball with her head on the floor and her legs sideways in her room, completely out of it. So I had to quickly call her dad, let him know that I was taking her into the emergency room. So I picked her up, had to help her out to the car. And then luckily we have a hospital very close by, took her into the emergency room. And it took her most of the day, if not through the night, to get rid of all the after effects of the medicine that she was taking. Yeah. But that was very scary as a mother to see your child in that condition. Very scary to see too. Once we got to the hospital, that's when I noticed her self-harming. And as a parent, you always want your child to be happy and to know that at times she was so desperately ill. We were aware of it, that she had such low points, but you're never aware for that, taking your child into the hospital. So we went through that several times where we had to take her into the hospital. And it's also very scary to have to turn them over to a psychiatric ward, but we know that that's the best thing for them at the time. They have to go through that for a period of at least 3 days. And we do think that that helped Ashley. But just knowing in such a sad state that she was and how she was harming herself to try to get rid of the pain was very hard for both of us as parents.
Also, tell them what you personally, how did you feel with the self-harming, not understanding of it at first?
At first, I thought it was a fad that she had, because she was always on the internet, and I thought she was doing what she saw that other people had done.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, I did. But then when I looked into it more, talked to her therapist more, finding out that that is a way that people who do not know how to express themselves about what they're going through to get rid of the pain, that's what they do. And she would be in the shower crying very hard and find out that that's sometimes when she would be self-harming.
Yeah. And then sometimes when I was in the shower, it was because why I was crying in the shower was just because I had loss of control over my emotions. So I would start crying in the shower. Mm-hmm. And then Dad would walk me outside, and I'd get dressed, and then he'd put a blanket. It was like in the fall of 2014 or something. And he'd wrap a blanket around me, and he said, "Why don't we walk outside?" And we walked in the backyard. I remember this. And all I could do is just cry. And I couldn't stop. And it went on for like several days. I don't even really remember that part of it, I guess.
It did get so serious that at times, actually what she would like to do is once we had moved, we were close to a highway, she would like to drive around in her car or take walks at nights because it affected her mostly at night. And I was so paranoid because knowing that she was suicidal, that as soon as she would leave to take a walk or to leave in her car, I would hear sirens down the highway. And I was paranoid, thinking that soon we'd have someone coming to our door.
Yeah, I remember her saying that. But I didn't want to make this video like too long or anything. I just wanted to get to the point of it and the meat of it, and just basically talk about what I wanted to cover. And this is a very hard video for me to make, so it's going to be very hard for me to edit and post. And yeah, so I think we're just going to leave it at that. Is there anything else you want to say, Mom?
Well, didn't you want to bring out the good things that came out of this?
Yeah, I'll edit that. I'll edit this whole part and just fix it. I'm just really nervous. I'm like shaky.
That's okay, honey. Do you want me to talk?
No, I can do it. The good thing that came out of this is that now I have been seeing a therapist for, well, more than 4 years. But I've been doing so much better with my therapy, and being that I'm on the right medicine, or some of the medicine is right. I still need to figure out my anxiety medicine. But I've come a long way. It's taken years. You just have to stick with it. You have to battle with it and never give up, because if you give up, you're wasting your life. You're just, when you give up on your own life, you could have saved your own life. I don't know how to word that. I don't know if that makes sense.
Well, you worded before that, being sick for so long, then you feel like you've lost that much of your life that you could have been doing other things with.
Yeah.
With friends, things
But what
like
I'm
that.
talking about is like, what I'm meaning is like, if someone's considering ending their own life, don't do it, because even though this takes like, it took me years, it might take you a year, or less than that, or maybe more than me, but in the end it's worth it, because you won. You are the winner. You come out on top. Anytime we win at something, we are so proud. But when when we're battling mental illness or depression, or, well, any of that, when we battle that, we don't see the good always. So I've had a hard time, like, even registering that I'm in a good place. I'm doing good. Writing, I have 2 different journals. I have several, but I title my journals. And my one journal is positive journal. My other one is negative journal. My negative journal is filled. My positive has a few things on it. So that's my goal for this year, is to start writing out in the positive one and filling that journal up. But I just wanted you guys to know that that is true, that when you come out on top, you don't always see that you don't feel like you've come out on top, and you really start to wonder, did you achieve much? Or I don't know how to.
Well, in Ashley's case too, she went from sleeping all day in her room, not able to work at all because of her condition, to now she's renting a place. She's working 25 to 30 hours a week. She's got some side jobs that she does, takes care of her own place, gets her groceries, and has bills to pay. So she's grown so much, and she's felt good enough. This has made her feel good about herself to have her own place and to take care of herself. So I've seen a big growth, and she has come out of a lot of her depression. She still deals with it, and that probably will be continual, but she's grown so much.
Thank you, Mom. It makes me feel good to know that I'm still here, and I can hear that from my mom, that I'm still alive, and that I can see the changes, but hear it from my own mom, and that makes me really happy. I feel like I'm gonna cry. But yeah, so you've seen it from my mom's standpoint of her view during the bad times and the good times. My views of it. If you guys want any more like videos that like what topics do you want me to cover? Just whatever you guys want to see along these lines, or do you want to see regular videos that don't have to do with depression? Because I sometimes make regular videos too, but it's more rare. I mainly focus this channel. I try to focus it on my journey with depression because that's how I started my videos titled as my journey with depression and different things like that. So yeah, I hope this helps you guys out, and just keep fighting. And you know, if you don't have family that supports you, because I know a lot of people don't, I'm very fortunate to have that. You have yourself. You have yourself, and you have your life to live. Just live your life and be happy. Find the things that make you happy. Be you. There's one other thing that I wanted to mention is that I have lost interest in my journey with depression. I've lost interest in so many things that I used to adore and that I used to love doing. I used to play the drums all the time. I don't hardly touch my drums. Yeah. Unfortunately. And I have old videos on my old channel where I played the drums all the time, and you could see the joy and you could see the excitement that I had with those group of guys when I would play, you know, with them. It was just totally not me now. I'm just not feeling it. I don't really have the energy for it. I recently subscribed or got a membership for a gym close to me, and it's set up so it's really close to me and it's cheaper, so that I can try to feel motivated to go. I went last night, but only for like a few minutes, and I'm not even kidding you, just literally a few minutes, and I was done. I just couldn't. I had no motivation, no energy. I was tired, yet couldn't sleep. Just these type of things that I'm sure that you guys can relate to. I just go through waves of emotions of, oh, I can do this, to, oh, I can't do this. And I used to love making videos, and now I just don't. It's hard for me to do it. So getting back into this, I'm easing myself into making more videos. I'm just easing myself back into it. And that's another thing too, is that's something you guys can do, is ease yourself back into the things that you used to do, or if you can't, do something new. Just do something that you love and that's new. So just do something that you love that is new. So yeah, so thank you guys for joining, and we will see you later. All right, take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.